Lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, replaying every conversation from the day in your mind. What did they mean by that comment? Should I have responded differently? Your thoughts race, caught in a loop, and you just can't seem to shut them off. This is the reality of overthinking. A mental treadmill, a loop many of us find ourselves on, often without realizing it. Overthinking isn't just about worrying, it's a persistent, debilitating habit, one that can seep into every aspect of your life, affecting your mental and physical health. The psychological and physiological impacts of overthinking are profound. When you overthink, your body responds by releasing cortisol, the stress hormone. And when cortisol levels remain elevated, chronic stress can set in. You might experience headaches, muscle tension, even digestive issues, and over time, that stress can contribute to hypertension, heart disease, a weakened immune system. But it doesn't stop there. Mentally, overthinking lays the groundwork for anxiety disorders and even depression. The constant mental churn wears you down, leaves you feeling exhausted, irritable, and completely disconnected from the present moment. This is more than just excessive worrying. It's a relentless, paralyzing cycle of thoughts that makes decision-making and forward motion almost impossible. But why do we overthink? Often it comes down to a few root causes. Fear of failure is a major one. In professional environments, the pressure to succeed and the fear of making a mistake can lead to overthinking every move. Perfectionism also plays a big role. The desire to get everything exactly right, to avoid criticism, can trap you in endless loops of analysis. And then there's low self-esteem. When you doubt your own abilities, when you don't trust your worth, you start second-guessing your choices, dwelling on negative thoughts. And this doubt, it creates a self-perpetuating loop where overthinking erodes your confidence, leading to even more overthinking. A study published by Forbes revealed something alarming. 73% of people aged 25 to 35 and 52% of people aged 45 to 55 chronically overthink. This mental habit isn't confined to one age or demographic. It touches everyone: singles, professionals, students, parents. Cultural expectations, societal pressures, and of course, the ever-present influence of technology all contribute. We live in an age of information at our fingertips, and while that has its perks, it also means we're constantly bombarded with data, opinions, and comparisons. And that triggers the Let's look at some real-life examples. There's Jody, a marketing executive. She spends hours revising her presentation slides. She's worried about her colleagues' perceptions, and she can't sleep because she's agonizing over what questions might come up. Her fear of failure and perfectionism have her stuck in the loop, and it's draining her performance and well-being. Then there's Silas, a college student. He's studying for exams, but can't stop wondering if he's studying the right material. Will it be enough? What if he fails? His mind spins. And the result? Sleepless nights and poor focus. And Charlotte, a new mom? She overthinks every decision: feeding schedules, toys, parenting approaches. She fears she's not doing enough, and that fear robs her of the joy of the moment. Understanding these patterns is the first step. Once you can recognize overthinking in your own life, you can begin to reclaim your clarity and your peace. Overthinking. It's a complex mental loop. And at its core are two main culprits: rumination and cognitive distortions. Rumination is when you keep replaying the same negative thoughts, especially about past events, over and over. Maybe it's a conversation you had earlier in the day, and you keep dissecting every word. It only deepens your distress. Then there are cognitive distortions. biased ways of thinking that amplify negativity. Ever catastrophize? Like thinking, if I don't get this job, I'll never succeed. That's a distortion. Or maybe you think in extremes, black and white thinking. If I'm not perfect, I'm a total failure. Another player here is your brain's default mode network, the DMN. This is the brain's idle mode, active when you're daydreaming or reflecting. But when overactive, it fuels self-criticism, negative thinking, and rumination. People with high neuroticism or a predisposition to depression show heightened DMN activity, especially when processing negativity. But here's the good news. You can disrupt the DMN. Mindfulness meditation is one powerful tool to help your brain stay present and quiet the loop. Overthinking also leads to analysis paralysis, where you're so busy considering options that you end up doing nothing. This erodes your confidence, and it makes future decisions even harder. One way to break free? CBT, Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. CBT teaches you how to identify distortions, challenge them, and replace them with healthier thoughts. Like instead of thinking, I'm going to embarrass myself during my presentation, try, I've prepared well and I'll do my best. Small shifts in thinking, big results in clarity. Social media and overthinking, they go hand in hand. You scroll endlessly, reading comments, liking posts, and analyzing every interaction, and all the while your brain never rests. You feel pressure to post something perfect, use the right filter, get enough likes, and then you obsess over how people respond. Did they like it? Did they ignore it? And there's FOMO, fear of missing out. Platforms like Instagram and Facebook are highlight reels. Everyone's posting their best moments, vacations, successes, love stories. You're seeing the best of everyone else and comparing it to your everyday life. That comparison, it erodes your self-esteem. But there's hope. Try this. Set limits on how often you check your socials. Curate your feed. Follow uplifting accounts. Unfollow the toxic ones. Be present. Practice gratitude. Focus on your journey. Instead of endlessly comparing, engage in meaningful offline activities. And when those feelings of FOMO creep in, remind yourself what you see online is only half the story. Overthinking doesn't just stay in your head, it drains your energy. It's like running a mental marathon with no finish line. When your brain is juggling constant thoughts, your body feels the weight. Anxiety kicks in. You worry. Imagine worst-case scenarios and can't escape the what-ifs. Now add digital overload to the mix. Smartphones, notifications, emails, alerts. Your attention is pulled in 100 directions. And your mind? Exhausted. That's why intentional breaks are critical. Set specific times to check emails or socials. Don't be ruled by notifications. Practice mindful digital habits. Pause before opening an app. Follow accounts that bring joy, not stress. Limit screen time before bed. A real-life example? The author herself. As a technical recruiter, she was drowning in emails. Every morning she woke up anxious, already overwhelmed. Her fix? Check emails 3 times a day only. Morning, midday, late afternoon. The result? Less stress, more focus, better productivity. Students, too, struggle. One began turning off all non-essential devices during study time and used apps that blocked distractions. Suddenly, focus improved. Stress decreased. Overthinking hides in plain sight, struggling to sleep because your mind is spinning, second-guessing every decision, even small ones. That's overthinking at work. Triggers often include stressful work environments, uncertain relationships, social pressure to perform. But here's the breakthrough: awareness plus action. Try this. Set a worry time, maybe 15 minutes a day. Outside of that, let the thoughts go. Engage in activities that shift focus, exercise, paint, walk in nature. Keep a thought journal to identify when and why your overthinking spikes. Like one professional who noticed she overthought most before meetings. She began meditating daily, journaling at night, and painting on weekends. Over time, her confidence grew. Her clarity returned. Recognizing your patterns is the first step. Responding to them with compassion and strategy is the next. And that's the end of Chapter 1. You now understand the cycle of overthinking, the causes, the science, the emotional weight, and the patterns. And with that knowledge comes power. The power to pause, to reflect, and to begin reclaiming your peace of mind. End of Chapter 1. Follow us for more and shop with us at www.wordworkspublishing.org and follow our social media handles. All links are under the first comment.